Hi everybody, welcome into another episode of Arsenal Fan Circle. Well, I've just been watching the initial interview with Nicholas Pepe that Arsenal have done. It's a very quick and short interview conducted in French, but it was very well structured, and the questions were very well intended as well, and very well answered by Nicholas Pepe. He did mention that it had been an emotional time in the last few weeks, and that he recognized it as not being easy for him. And he's come a long way, and he has indeed struggled, like all young players do. So he sees this step up to Arsenal as a reward for all of the hard work that he's put in. He is following in the footsteps of Kolo Toure, a former Invincible, Emmanuel Abue, and Gervinho, who was a former Lille player also, who came to Arsenal. And this is something that I had wondered about on the podcast and on various videos that I've done. Was there a secret agent involved in this transfer to convince Pepe to come to Arsenal over Champions League teams such as Barcelona, Napoli, and Liverpool? And it seems that there was. In the case of William Saliba, it was Guendouzi. In the case of Dani Ceballos, it was Bellerin. Well, in the case of Nicolas Pepe, it was one Kolo Toure, who is the assistant coach to the national team for Ivory Coast. And when he was away on the African Cup of Nations, he had this decision to make about where his next move would be. He thought about it before, during, and after the African Cup of Nations, and he talked to Kolo Toure, and Kolo Toure told him that Arsenal was a place where you could achieve what you need to achieve, but you have to graft and work hard every day. And he also told Nicholas Pepe about how he came to be at Arsenal and his story. So other factors were that he knew of Alexandre Lacazette from Lyon. He had played against him, and you see in the video that Alex Lacazette was there to help him translate and go through all of the motions in terms of the medical and doing all of the tests for various parts of the body, the hamstring and the Achilles and all that. So this has been borne out by what I thought. There was a secret agent involved, and it was Kolo Toure. And now we are quite fortunate in certain ways the way this transfer window has gone. You have Griezmann, who went to Barcelona, and this enabled Barcelona not to be looking for a player of Pepe's talents. So Barcelona were not looking for Pepe, and Napoli had lodged a bid of 71.7 million with Lille for his services, and we are thankful that the Arsenal showed ambition and came in with a better offer. And Pepe was convinced due to Kolo Toure, former Invincible, and the other French-speaking players already Arsenal. Pepe could see that he's going to fit in there in that culture with Guendouzi, with Aubameyang, with Lacazette. And this is another legacy of a French-speaking coach that we've had for 22 years. These players have grown up watching Arsenal, and Nicholas Pepe in his interview also says that he had watched Arsenal games in the last 2 or 3 years, and he's been watching Lacazette and Aubameyang. And who would blame him for wanting to be part of all of that? Arsenal came in, and it was probably very little for Pepe to really consider other than the Arsenal. Now, this shows that although we are a Europa League team, we do have the attraction that we can bring in top talent, and we are all very excited about that. So welcome to Arsenal, Nicholas Pepe, number 19. You'll play on the right wing, and I believe you will do very well at Arsenal. In your last two seasons, you've scored 35 goals from 74 games, and specifically last season you scored 22 goals from 11 assists. That is a frightening strike rate of 1 every 2 games. Now, I believe with the Premier League being a little bit more difficult, a little bit of an adjustment, he will probably settle down to scoring 1 goal every 2.5 games or 1 goal every 3 games, which is still going to tally to a good 15 to 20 goals per season, and untold amount of assists as well. Moving on to Kieran Tierney. Now, some really interesting stuff has come out, and the most recent interview with the Celtic manager, Neil Lennon. Now, he has said that Arsenal are very aware of what the value the player is at, and it is understood from reading between the lines that the player does indeed want to go to Arsenal. So we know what we need to do to attain the services of Kieran Tierney, and I'm quite sure that Arsenal will come in with a final bid which will be acceptable to Celtic, and we should see something happening very soon on that. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, Friday, or it will be Monday or Tuesday of next week, but I do believe that Kieran Tierney will be an Arsenal player. We have Pepe in the door, and we're going to feature Pepe quite heavily on the podcast on Sunday, so do tune in for that. Any new subscribers, I want to say thank you very much, and as I teased earlier, we're going to have a big announcement on Sunday about something that can be interactive in the comments as well, that you can participate in, and it's in a competitive environment. Will be some kind of banter going on as well, so it will be season long and it will be interactive, so tune in for that. If you're new to this channel, if you're just watching, or if you have been watching a few videos and you haven't subscribed yet, sign up for the first team, hit that subscriber button and the bell notification. And everybody, please, I know you've been doing it already, but smash that like button. It really does help the channel grow. And until next time, I will talk to you guys soon.